Hey, my name is Ryan, and welcome to our video, or our video, I guess my video. I'm the only one here watching it, or listening to it at this point in time. Right now, I got 0 subscribers on YouTube because I've been just sitting here making these videos, getting ready, anticipating on trying to move forward. This is a continuation in the explanation of the development of the story of American Christmas Classic, Ride the Bomb to Hell. This is part of the 50,000 foot perspective on how I got to this point in time. Then we'll actually dig into the book once I'm finished with this whole tirade on the ups and downs. And this video is actually about one of the down points. Okay, so we transitioned into the spring of 2022. And I had pretty much stopped working on the book altogether. Didn't even try to publish it. Wasn't even thinking about it. Sean had wrapped up the book cover at this point in time, and I just stopped working on it. I thought, I don't know. I just stopped thinking about it. And I did become very enamored with writing my other story, which is a book about a guy named Tola, which we'll talk about that later. Okay, I can't talk about it right now because I can't give you all my content in one time. All right, so I started writing the other book, which was a lot of fun, and you'll see why once I get into the details of that, because it had a lot of historical context. I had to do tons of research on archaeological sites. It was just really up my alley. I love that kind of stuff. I love archaeology, and especially history and hidden mysteries out there and some of the lore that's associated with these old archaeological sites. And I was doing a lot of exploration and investigation around the Mesopotamian Valley in India. Yeah, a lot of your old architecture in Iran and Turkey, and all those areas around there, because there's so much mystery, and I just find that fascinating. I'm so excited talking about it right now. Anyhow, so I started doing that instead of actually working on the Christmas book. And I didn't touch it. I mean, honestly, I didn't look at it for a couple months after I made the audiobook. I was just like, ugh. It's like I'm done. And then I used that point in time to keep working on the other book, Tola, which I'm glad I did. But I was just putting it off, man. I was like, I don't know. I don't know why I just didn't work on it anymore, you know? It's like just didn't really feel it at the time. Maybe on the back of my mind I knew that the release date would need to be around the holidays, so I had a little bit of breathing room. But honestly, I kept making excuses. And I kept making excuses to put it off, because technically, it wouldn't really matter when I published it, when you think about it. Because I could have published it in May of, say, 2022, and then just build up a grassroots type of marketing campaign, or what they call guerrilla marketing, even if I didn't have money, and start kind of building up some inertia coming into the holidays. Probably better than I would by just jumping right in the middle of the holidays. Say, hey, everybody, look, I got a freaking Christmas book, and it's crazy as hell. Why don't you go buy this thing on Amazon and enjoy the holidays, you know? I mean, who knows? It's hard to say, okay? I think I was procrastinating. I'm going to be critical of myself, not come up with excuses. I think I was just procrastinating. I kept putting other things forward. For example, I have side jobs doing other things, such as a lot of technical writing for writing exams, not just multiple choice questions, but actual project-based type assessment systems for competitions in the field of programming. I can't really get into too many details because it's all like intellectual property rights to other organizations, and I don't want that to get mixed in with this stuff. But anyhow, you get the perspective that I'm doing these other things. Now I'm getting paid cash to do these things as a 1099 employee, which is great because it supplements my income. I've got a couple other revenue streams to help bring in money as well. You know, I'm just always hustling, and I put those other things on a pedestal and put them forward and use them as an excuse to not go and pursue this book and move forward with it. Okay, I was putting it off. That's plain, flat, simple, honest truth. Okay. And, you know, at some point in time, you got to quit making excuses, and you got to say, you know what? Like, there's only so much time in the day. Like, what am I going to do? Either I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do it. And if I'm going to do it, then I need to start making time to do it. I got to set out a schedule. I got to start setting milestones, because the old saying is, you can't make any progress unless you measure where you're going, or he who measures nothing gains nothing. What's the saying? I can't remember what it is, but you get the idea. You've got to have some sort of milestones. You got to have little goals set up that you're going to accomplish these. You got to hold yourself accountable. You got to have timelines. You got to say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Have some safety time built into there for the unknown. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, you could have your car break down. For example, we lost electricity in the state of Texas for like a solid week. We get frozen out. Maybe your computer crashes because of whatever reason, hardware failure, a computer virus. You have a family member die. You go do something stupid like buy a cat out in East Texas and move that stupid thing in with you, and he destroys all your furniture. See the chair? I mean, who knows what's going to happen? So you got to have some safety time built into these things. And plus, there might be some instance where you got to learn a new software. For example, I was manipulating this graphic, the logo that I bought, the logo you see on the website. I bought that from a person on the website Fiverr. See the link in the description down below. See, I told you I'd get another link in the description down below besides Sean. See the link in the description down below. I love saying that. But anyhow, so I bought a logo from a person that made it in Fiverr. I think they were in India that made it. They did a good job. It was a great deal. It was a good experience, good customer service. And I liked the way they handled the whole situation. They sent it back to me. I know a little bit about manipulating graphics with Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop. Also Adobe InDesign. I know some of you hardcore graphic designers are like, you can't do graphics with InDesign. Well, yeah, you can. I can at least. I can make graphics with Microsoft Paint. Heck yeah. I'll get crazy on Microsoft Paint. Now, so I bought this logo from India, and I needed to adjust the logo a little bit. And this is exemplifying like why you got to manage your time and have some downtime. And I decided that when I made this book, I was going to use nothing but freeware. I was going to use all the free software you could get your hands on, all the alternatives to the paid versions of the software. And that lasted about 2 days. Yeah, I started using another graphic software program. It was called GIMP. And I messed around with it a couple days. It just wasn't intuitive. The interface wasn't gelling with me. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go back and renew my Adobe account and just get back on the Adobe bandwagon. And so basically, I'm not bad-mouthing GIMP. GIMP's a fantastic software, kind of like Blender. If you ever use Blender for, 3D modeling, game design, you can do videos and stuff. You can do all sorts of cool stuff with Blender. But since those free version softwares are kind of like built up by so many different people in different capacities, they get very complex, and it's not the easiest thing to jump into for somebody that has limited time and resources like myself. I needed something that I knew I could get in, that had an easy to understand interface, and those Adobe products were it. And so that was kind of like an example of you don't know what's going to happen with your time. So you got to plan these things in advance, and you can't get frustrated, and you got to be flexible. I think the Japanese would call that nagashi. Like you got to flow like the river down the mountain. You got to bend and weave and ebb your way through life and just kind of work around this stuff. Okay, so again, when you're working on these things, you're going to procrastinate. You're going to come up with excuses. Keep moving forward. If you're going to do something else, make sure it's something that complements, that moves in a parallel pathway to what you're currently doing. And I like that idea because when I started working on this other book, started editing another book, started working on some skill sets, and even with the technical writing, those were all things that are moving parallel that were complementing to each other. Okay, it's not like I was stopping writing and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go get into freaking like hip hop dancing. And it's like, I'm going to go that route. That doesn't complement writing, okay? I mean, if I just jumped out here and started like dancing and stuff, I mean, what the heck does that got to do with writing? Absolutely nothing, okay? So if you're new to anything, find something that complements the core principle in what you want to accomplish and build around that. And don't procrastinate like me. I mean, gosh, that's not fun. It's no good procrastinating. All right, so that's part of the story. Spring of 2022, I'm procrastinating, putting things off, but I'm still doing positive things and moving forward that are complementing what I was trying to accomplish, which was writing the book. All right, so wrap up the video there. We'll move into the summer 2022 and the fall 2022 up until this point in time, because things are actually moving forward pretty quickly. And I think we're at a good transition to finalize the 50,000 foot perspective and move into some more of the details of the book, which I'm a little hesitant about, but I think I need to do it. You know, it's kind of like buying a Christmas present or a holiday present for somebody, and you're like, I'm not sure I want to give it to them. You know, I just give it to them, let them open it up. If they like it, they like it. They don't, they don't. So, all right, you take care. Keep working hard. Stay focused. You're going to get off track every now and then in life. Don't worry about it. Just get up, brush the dirt off, and just keep on freaking going. Keep fighting, all right? It's good seeing you. I appreciate you being here, and take care.